Good morning, everybody. It's the morning of November 14th, and I know I'm not in a tree. It's like 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there this morning, and I figured it'd be a great morning to get over to the Pennsylvania lease and get my climber set up where I'm going to want to rifle hunt. There's a lot of wind cover, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon, so any scent that I'll lay down will be washed away this afternoon. I'm going to take advantage of this kind of crappy weather morning and get all this stuff done. I've got some other trail cameras. I haven't got a single picture on two of my cell cams in the lease in like 5 days, so clearly they're out of battery or something's wrong. I guarantee that there's been deer that went in front of each of those cameras in the last 5 days. So I've got batteries, I've got other cameras that I'm gonna set up as well. So we're gonna head over there and get that stuff done. I've got a place in mind that I want this rifle stand. I'm actually, so pretty much all of archery season I've been hunting down on the bottom, and so there's a big hill, and then there's a bench, and then there's a steep drop off of the hill, and then the bottom where the creek bottom is. I've seen from walking in and out from the top of the hill, there's a certain spot where there's a lot of deer that seem to cross the top of that hill when they go down over the hill, or vice versa. And I think up there I'll be able to see a lot more. If I can get the stand high enough up on top, I'll be able to see that bench where there's a lot of buck sign, in particular split brow. That buck that I actually encountered the last time I archery hunted there, he lives right there. He's there all the time, and right on that bench is kind of his place. He's got all kinds of rubs torn up in there and scrapes and whatnot, and you know, that buck did the same thing last year as a 2-year-old right in the same area. So I think if I can get my climber up top, I can be a lot less intrusive getting in and out of there during rifle season. It's a lot closer to where I park, and it's a place that I'll be able to overlook that bench where split brow tends to spend a lot of his time, and it's a place where there's a lot of transition where deer are going up and over the hill and vice versa. So we're gonna sneak in there. I got a long walk to get the climber to get it back up to where I want it, and we're gonna fix those cameras, and then we're gonna leave it untouched for I think it's like 3 weeks until Pennsylvania rifle season comes in. So we'll be going in there with a clean slate, no human presence at all in 3 weeks, and hopefully we knock down split brow or one of those other big deer that are in there. So we'll see you in the lease in just a few minutes. Well, we got to the first camera in here, and it said that there was a card error, which is why it wasn't sending pictures, and I just switched the card and now it's sending me pictures. So I'm actually going to move the cell cam up to where I'm going to put the climber for rifle hunting, just to keep a close eye on that area. And I just put a normal camera up right here over this hanging vine. Just freshen that scrape with my own freshener. We're gonna go over, grab the climber, and then make the trek back up the hill. Okay, we've secured the climber, and I'm gonna head up the hill and locate the perfect tree to clap split brow out of opening day of rifle season. Well, I think I might have found the tree. I have to climb up and see what it looks like from up there, but this is a spot that obviously from the ground you can't see the bench, but if we get up that tree, I think we'll be able to see it. We'll see over this hillside, see the flat before it drops back down, and then I still can see the top of the hill up here, and I can't see it from here, but there's a pine tree with a rock pile with a huge path right there where deer are crossing. I think I'll be able to see that from this tree too. So let's climb up and see what it looks like. Well, this tree's not what I was thinking. It's not gonna work. If you notice, it's an ash tree, and the ash borers pretty much hammered all these, but there's quite a few that are still half alive. And I was strapping the stand up and I looked around the back side of this thing. That sucker is pretty much hollow and dead. So we're not gonna climb that tree. My luck, it'll be 30-mile-an-hour winds opening day rifle and we're going tumbling down with the tree. So we're gonna pick another one out. Well, I'm up here in the tree just looking around, and this isn't perfect like I was hoping. There's just so much small saplings and underbrush right in here, trying to get, you know, if you're shooting at something, it's just the chances you're around getting through all that stuff unscathed is pretty slim. I mean, if you just look down through there, there's really no, I mean, you can see fine, but trying to get around through that stuff, I don't know. Maybe I'll walk up here a little bit farther and look around and see if I can find a spot that might make more sense. Well, I got a spot right here I like more. Problem is I can't get up very high in that tree, and I have to get up decently high to see over this bank out in front of me here, but I like it being closer to the access. I don't have to walk through as much woods to get to it, and I can still see this area up here where a lot of these trails are coming through. I always have a heck of a time trying to pick a tree. It's such an important thing to do. I always second guess when I put it there and look around, and then I find a better spot, and then I get in that tree and I look around like, I like the other spot a little better, and I end up going back and forth critiquing each spot, and then I have a hard time choosing. Boy, a ladder stand stuck right in the middle of that bunch of trees would be pretty deadly. Well, this is my actually fourth tree I'm going to try to climb and see what this looks like up here. I can't seem to find a spot that I feel good. I mean, I feel good about all of them, but I want to feel great about them. And hopefully this is it. Let's climb up and see. This is it right here, folks. This is going to be the tree. I can see pretty much all the spots that I really wanted to be able to see from here, and I've got a lot better shooting, a few shooting lanes. I have openings where I can actually get around through at 100, 150 yards, whereas those other spots I would be able to see the deer, but getting an ethical shot through where they would have been tough. This spot right here is going to be deadly, I think. Trusty oak. Go ahead and climb down, and I'll mark this on Onyx so we can get to it in the dark. And we're going to be ready to go for opening day in Pennsylvania. Well, I figure right now is the best time to do this intro. It is 18 degrees out, snowing and blowing like you wouldn't believe. It's going to be an extremely brutal cold sit. Got no shanties over there on the Pennsylvania lease, unfortunately. So this is going to be, a lot of you guys will like this because, you know, they say that it's not hunting sitting in a shanty and whatnot. Well, I guess I'll be really hunting this morning because I'll be just miserable, freezing in the snow and cold and wind. But I'm going to be dressed up like an Eskimo man. I've got lots of layers, lots of heated apparel, so I'm going to try to stay as warm as I can. I'm going to be, to add insult to injury, I'm right at the top of a really big hill, so I'm going to be right up in the wind, and it's going to be a cold one. But I'm getting filled up on coffee right now. All my stuff is ready to roll. We've got a little bit of a drive to get over to the lease, and I want to get in there early before everybody else goes into the woods. So next time you see me, we should be in the stand and ready to roll. So we'll see you then. Here we go, everybody. A little snowy out. Well, we made it. We made it right to where we're going to be parking. I actually just seen a pretty nice buck standing right on the road right here before I pulled in. Not sure which one it was, but I wanted to mention too, I'll keep updating you guys on how everybody's doing over at Slava's. Slava's is where I normally hunt on opening morning. This is the first year ever hunting on this Pennsylvania lease opening morning, so I'm pretty excited or interested in seeing what kind of movement there is over here. If there's a lot of pressure or really what's going on for opening day. I know my father-in-law has hunted over here and had a lot of luck opening day, so I'll keep you updated on how everybody's doing over at Slava's as well. And let's go ahead and trek in here and see if we can get up in the stand and all settled in before light. Officially light on opening morning here in Pennsylvania. I've heard quite a bit of shooting already. I did see one lone deer go running across the very top of this hill, but I just saw bits and pieces of it at first light. I never could tell what it was or anything. But I cut quite a few tracks when I first got in here. Not as many as I got deeper, but it is bitter cold out here this morning, man. It is cold. We should have some deer moving around here shortly, I would imagine.
Well, I'll tell you what, split brow looks really good in real life. I'm shaking. What time is it? 7:22. 7:20 I shot him. That's a buck that has come full circle in here. That's a deer that I had go by me on a couple different occasions last year. He was a beautiful, I believe he was 2.5 last year, 3.5 this year. Beautiful buck. And this year he had a split brow. He actually broke off his G3 on his one side, unfortunately. But he came down over the top of the hill, and I seen him, and it's like, oh man, I can't let that deer go by. Beautiful frame on him. I actually encountered him during archery season in here one time. I had him, he actually got downwind of me, and I think winded me, but he didn't wind me this morning. I've got a doe tag as well, so I'm gonna sit tight and fill a doe tag. Well, I had a whole group of doe working their way down to me, but then somebody walked the property line on top of the hill and booted them all over the hill into the bottom, so I'm sure that there'll be more that come through, though, with him walking. If he keeps going and walks up over the edge over there, he'll be blowing deer all over the place. I'm sure I'll get a shot at a big doe here eventually. Spike's over there looking at split brow laying there. Split brow's laying right there. That spike just bedded down with split brow. He's laying there dead. Spike must not realize it. I think I'm gonna wait and shoot my doe later on. I might as well go take care of this buck and get him out of the woods, and then we'll get some coffee and maybe a little breakfast and celebrate a beautiful big woods Pennsylvania buck. And I'm starting to get a slight tad bit cold, even with all my heated jackets on high. It is freaking cold out here, and the wind's whipping pretty good up here on this hill. We'll go down, and that spike is bedded right with split brow right now. He must not realize split brow's has an eternal sleep. He's not just sleeping for a second. Let's go ahead and get everything packed up and head over and check him out. There went a buck chasing a few doe. I didn't even see him till they were already just about by. Looked like a little 6-point or something chasing a couple doe. I just saw a deer coming right up the edge of the hill right here. It looked like a big doe. I don't know where she's gonna pop out. She wasn't moving very fast. Oh, it's a buck. Just winded me. Well, I made it down out of the tree, and I wanted to show you guys what a massive difference being up, 12 or 13 feet is in here on the ground. You can't see anything with all these saplings coming up, treetops and stuff. It's just so thick you can't see hardly anything. You get up in the tree, you can see over that, where split brow was over here when I shot him. I would have never even been able to see him if I was on the ground. It's a good thing I was up in the tree. I got a couple trail camera cards I'm gonna pull quick, and then we'll go check him out. See, there's a trail that goes right up through there, the one that goes through there. Well, should be over here somewhere. Oh yeah, I see him. There he is. Man, what a shame that broke off G3. What a stud. Oh yeah. Look at that. Man. That split brow is awesome. Man, look at that. How cool. What a nice buck. Thanks, big guy. There he is. Oh, I'll get a tag on him.
Well, I got them all taken care of here, and I got a tag on him. I got him all cleaned up. He had a bunch of snow on his face, but this boy's really been fighting. If you look, you can see scarring right here on that side of his face, and then there's a big scar over on that side of his face, and he's got this G3 busted off right there. This is a buck that we knew really well on this lease here. He was a deer that was all over the place last year on here. Actually went by me a few different times, and he ended up breaking off his G2 and G3 last year. This year, I hunted him early. The opening day I hunted him, and didn't have any luck seeing him, and then I didn't end up coming back in till I think like the second week in November, and I did have an encounter with him over the hill from where I'm at right here. He ended up winning me, but this is a really cool deer, and this is a unique deer in that he lived in a really small area and didn't seem to leave this particular spot, pretty much right here where it ended up being his demise. But he was only about 80 yards when I shot him this morning, and he looked really good coming through the timber. He was actually angling away from me at the end there, so I didn't get too much video. I just decided I better shoot him when I had the opportunity, and luckily I did, because somebody had just came up over the hill on the property line about 150 or 200 yards above where he came down out of there at. So it ended up working pretty good. Really nice buck. This is I think this is probably my biggest Pennsylvania buck I've ever killed. I don't think I would say this is probably the biggest Pennsylvania buck I've ever got. Pretty awesome. Vern's actually coming to help me out, so he'll be here in a few minutes, but couldn't be any happier. I was only in that stand I shot him at 7:20, so I hadn't been in there very long. Beautiful buck. See that scar right there from fighting on that side. And if you look over on this side, he's got another scar right there. Tip's busted off there. His G3's just about completely busted off. That's a good long tine right there. The split brow is probably my favorite part of the whole thing, though. He's got an awesome side profile with those long G2s and 3s, and that G3 really curls out forward. The other side was exactly the same before it got broke off. Really cool buck, though. Vern should be getting here pretty soon. You made it, Vern, man. I got Monty on FaceTime. Yeah, it's a heck of a nice. When he came up through the woods, Vern, I'm like, my decision's made.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a heck of a nice buck. Yeah, it's got to be 9 inches long, wouldn't you say? Darn close.
Or over. Where were you at?
I'm in an oak tree about 80 yards. Well, Vern brought his helper, Katie.
She said if she could go, she'd be the pack mule.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens when I go with him. Very covered.
Kaylee's asking right now if I stay warm enough, but must be it was meant for you. And I told her, yeah, I'm sweating like a teddy bear.
Did you really?
Yeah.
She'll say, you goofball.
Deer gun.
Bag, cameras.
Whoa. Your lunch.
Tree. I got thinking about it. I'm like, heck with shooting a doe. I might as well just come back and make more fun of it, you know?
Right. That sap line will lead us right out there.
You want to get some video with this from the back? It's going, Katie.
Of two dumbasses running in
How do I
the
do
trees.
this?
It's going. You
Oh.
just have to hold it. I got snow going right down my back. It's nice. Well, thanks to Vern and Katie for the good service of getting the big buck out of the woods.
Yep.
What's your favorite part about him, Vern? The tine length or the split brow?
Split brow, because that's his name.
Yeah, that's what I like too. That split brow is really cool.
What was cool is the night that he bedded down in front of the camera.
Oh yeah,
So
I got like 60 some pictures of him.
Make sure that goes on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I could do a time lapse of it. It's not a coincidence I said 69. That's just how many pictures there were.
There was a lot. He was there for a couple hours.
Yeah, he was.
He's got wounds in here too.
It looks like
Pussy.
He was fighting son of a gun.
It's like pussy.
Oh yeah. Oh, did that break? Is his horn broke there?
I don't know what it is. It's all. You see the hair's all.
Yep.
Somebody. Who got the buck the other day? Somebody had a buck the other day and there was a hole in it.
Oh, Glade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Johnny.
Yeah, Glade. Right in that.
Yep. He had a big pus spot.
area. Yep, we'll see.
Well, I'm kind of glad that we got that buck pretty quick because my GoPro died, the battery died because of how cold it was, and my main camera went from 100 to about 40 in the matter of 35 minutes. And the amount of deer I was seeing, this camera was not going to last long.
Well, we're 17 degrees.
Yeah, 17. My truck, I think I showed them on here, it said 18 on the way. When I pulled in here this morning, it was 18 degrees and it was cold, and I was really, I really took my time getting in there because I didn't want to sweat.
Right.
I didn't want to over.
Well, when I was following your tracks, I'm like, why the world is he walking way down here? We went way down there and then we turned and then went back up there.
Yeah, I wanted to
you wanted to
stay away from. It was all strategically planned, Vern.
Right. It wasn't for me.
Now let's see if you planned your truck coming in this far.
Yep. Yeah, I parked my truck here to try to boot any deer that try to cut the corner of this gas well close. I wanted to bump them back in where I was a little bit.
Could you see clear out here?
No.
It's unfortunate that his time broke off.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty heartbreaking when we got that picture of him.
Well, he wasn't laying there that night without that time. He had them all.
Yeah, he had him on there then.
Yep. Now we got the tag all situated.
Yep.
There's something going on here that.
Yeah.
But we can't wait till next year.
No, we will never know what that would have turned into. We can have, we can fantasize about it.
Right. I think it's
Don't
gonna
fantasize too much.
Double drop.
Yeah. Double split,
5
double
inches.
drop, another 5 inches on each G2 and G3.
Well, at least 3 and then 5 inches around bases.
Yeah. Well, we know what this woods is capable of doing. We can. There's.
Well, it's just, you know, I counted there's like 17 people could be around here. It's just, it's tough to do anything like this when you got people that ain't all on board with everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, but I wanted to update you guys on over at Slava's. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering how they did. They ended up seeing a bunch of deer, some younger bucks, but nothing worth shooting at this point. And I also wanted to mention that the Black Friday deal is still going on Tideweed's website. So if you guys are interested in any gear, I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend the heated apparel. That stuff is a game changer, especially with weather like this, like what we dealt with today. But we also have a bunch of stuff in stock on our website again, hats, t-shirts. Go check it out. I'll put the link in the description of the video. I hope everybody's having a good hunting season, and if you hunted in Pennsylvania today, I hope that you guys had some luck. I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll have more coming soon. Take it easy, everybody.